back with John McWhorter, Lanre Bakare, Angela Rai, and Bernard-Henri Lévy. Angela, what do we make of the fact that we have an African-American president? There is a theory, Malcolm Gladwell talks about it in his recent podcast, that the fact that you have allowed in a member of an excluded minority in a strange way then gives you license to continue the old pattern of discrimination. Sort of like after you go to the gym, you feel like you've earned the right to have a milkshake. Does that make any sense to you, that the fact that you have elected an African-American actually could mean a certain reversion to patterns of discrimination?
Well, it certainly appears to be the case, Fareed. I think it's interesting even that you use the term allowed, that he was allowed to be there. That's a terminology that we would never use to describe the 43 presidents that preceded him. I think to put this in context, I'll use an example that hopefully I don't get in trouble with a person on my team for sharing. But after these shootings happened, he was in tears. And he's like a little brother to me, and he was crying. He said, I can't believe that this is our experience and we have a black man in the White House, that this continues to be our experience. It's one that we certainly could identify with from hearing the stories of our grandfathers and fathers and all of our ancestors. And to see that this is still our reality today in 2016, when we very well may be on the verge of electing our first woman president, is really disheartening. And I do think that people thought that they were doing the right thing. I'll check the box and I will allow this black man to become president. But then that means that I can show that because you all have made it, right, because you have now opened the doors at 1600 Pennsylvania, now that means you are equal, and I don't have to deal with the pattern and practice of discrimination that has existed in this country for years, or the vestiges of slavery. And I think that we would be remiss if we believe that is in fact the case. If you compare Donald Trump, and I hate to make this political, but if you compare Donald Trump and what he is allowed to do compared to Barack Obama and what he can't do, the things that are allowed to come out of Donald Trump's mouth that Barack Obama could never say, I think that is illuminating in and of itself. The fact that his campaign slogan could be, make America great again, and that pains me and people who look like me to no end. The fact that he could reference something like Operation Wetback in a debate where hundreds of our Mexican brothers and sisters were killed, slaughtered, and taken out of this country because someone didn't allow them to be here anymore, is exactly the problem. The last time America was great to me, Fareed, was in 2008 when he was elected president. And ever since then, we've been paying the price for that.
Andre, you're a British citizen. You're married. And when you think about having children, you said something interesting to me.
Yeah, I just think when you look at what's going on in America, and every time I turn on the TV, watch CNN, watch New Day with the guys, and there's another black person being killed by the police. That's what it's looked like since I've got here in 2014. Not every day, but there's been runs where you've had that, you've had it this week. It's shocking, and it's not normal. You know, it's not right. I grew up in a country where that didn't happen, and most people in the world grew up in countries where that does not happen. And I wouldn't want to bring up a child in a country where they think that's normal, and they think that's okay, and they're desensitized to that. I'll never get over seeing Eric Garner dying in front of me on a TV screen. That's absolutely horrific. And yeah, I just wouldn't want to bring someone into the world and put them in that context and go, okay, this is what you've got, because it's not right.
Fascinating conversation. Thank you all. Bernard, best of luck to France. We hope it wins the soccer match, the football match, sorry. Next on GPS, an exclusive interview with the president